With the unprecedented growth of e-commerce in 2020, because of everything that happened, 2021 is going to be an amazing year to start selling on Amazon. There's no better way for new sellers to get started on Amazon than retail and online arbitrage. For retail and online arbitrage, you are shopping at the stores you already shop at, but you are looking for products that you could sell for a profit on Amazon. This means it is relatively low risk, plus it doesn't require a lot of upfront capital. We'll dive into a step-by-step guide in this video so you get started as soon as possible. If you're new here, my name is Tom with Path to Billions. On this channel, I'm documenting my financial journey and I'm taking everyone along with me so that way we can succeed together. My channel currently focuses on Amazon FBA, so if you're looking to start or grow on Amazon, then definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. The beauty of retail arbitrage and Amazon is that you could go to the stores you're normally shopping at already, and with their app, you could scan items and get a good idea beforehand whether the item is going to be profitable and a good idea of how often it sells. For those of you who are brand new to Amazon FBA, FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. There is also Fulfillment by Merchant or FBM, but in this video, I'm going to be talking about FBA. With FBA, Amazon handles the majority of the grunt work for you. They ship orders to customers, they deal with customer service, and they handle returns and refunds. Your main job as a seller on Amazon FBA is to simply go find items to send into their facilities and then let Amazon handle the customer side. Amazon does make it relatively easy for new sellers to get started on their platform, but the one thing you gotta keep in mind is technically you're running a business, so Amazon does require a decent amount of information. We'll start with the first step, which is actually opening your account. To open up your account, you wanna go to sellercentral.amazon.com. You wanna hit this little button up here in the corner to sign up. The very first thing you'll enter is your email and your password. Two things I want to mention before we dive into this. I opened my account about 3 years ago, so there's a good chance that Amazon has changed part of the process, but I'll go over what I know based on what I did 3 years ago. The other thing to keep in mind is that since I already have an account, I can't show you the step-by-step process, but I'll walk you through it. The next part is where Amazon will start asking more detailed information of you. So for instance, they're going to ask you for a business address. Technically, if you don't have an official business, your home address will do. Just keep in mind that Amazon changed its policy at the end of last year, and now they are displaying addresses for sellers publicly on Amazon, so you do want to keep that in mind. Amazon is also going to ask you for financial and tax information. So when they ask you for a tax ID, again, since you're not an official business yet, you could just use your social security number. I do recommend switching over to a sole proprietor or LLC once you decide you want to take this more seriously and you want to keep doing this. On the financial side of things, Amazon does require a credit card on file and a bank account. The credit card is for one, Amazon checking your credit to a certain degree, and two, a credit card is on file. So if you get more returns or refunds than is in your account on Amazon, they can then pull that money from your credit card. For the banking information, Amazon's asking for a bank account because they need to know where to direct deposit your money when you get your paycheck every 2 weeks. They also asked me for identification, so I had to scan in my driver's license and send it over to them to make sure I'm a real person. Just to put that all in one place, you're going to need a store name or a display name for Amazon. You're going to need your business address, which you could use your home address. You're going to need tax and finance information, like your tax ID or your social security number. You're going to need a credit card and a bank account to put into Amazon. Once you have all that information input, you are now ready to go. As I mentioned, you are starting a business on Amazon, so hopefully all this information isn't too overwhelming at this point, but Amazon needs this information to set you up properly with an account. I believe Amazon does have a small vetting period. I think it takes 24 or 48 hours. And then once you are done getting processed, you could then start selling on their platform. The next step after you open your account is to grab your phone and you want to download Seller Central app onto your phone. This could be the mobile version of Seller Central that you have on your desktop. This version is what you want to take out with you into the store to start scanning items. Back when I opened my account about 3 years ago, I was able to start scanning items before I went through the full vetting process after I'd already put in all my information. So that's going to be our next step. So you're out in the store, you can open up your app and you can start scanning items. There's two ways to get into scanning mode. Up in the top right corner, you have a little camera button. You click that and then you could see the camera. Or the other option is to go down underneath your product sales and hit add a product. You'll see a couple different options here. Again, you have your camera option. You can also check your favorites or your history. Once you have a product you want to scan, you either want to hit that camera icon and you could scan the UPC that's on every product. It stands for Universal Product Code. Or the other option is to type directly into Amazon and search for something. For some items, they either don't have barcodes, or stores like Burlington or TJ Maxx sometimes put their own stickers over top the UPC, so you could type it in that way. The other thing you could do too with the camera option is instead of scanning the UPC, you could just scan the front of an item. So there are a couple different ways to scan items when you're at the store. So you can see here I searched an ASIN, which is an Amazon specific number. And this is just to go over an example of an item to show you what to look for. One of the first things you want to look for is both the picture and the title. You want to make sure the item you're seeing on your phone is the same item you have picked up in your hand at the store. So you want to check the picture, make sure it looks the same. You also want to check the title to make sure it's the same. Another thing to look for in a title is for some items, they might come in 2-packs or 3-packs. And so you want to check that to make sure you're not selling a multi-pack. The next thing you want to check on this first page is sales rank, which I'll go a little bit more into sales rank in a second. Next thing you could do is actually click the item and bring up even more information. So again, you have the title, you have the sales rank, and the picture at the top. You also have product reviews, which is useful. Now for sales rank that I was just mentioning, you could see here as well. The way to get to know sales rank better is to use a software called Jungle Scout Estimator, which is actually a web page where you can type in sales rank, the category it's in, and then see what amount of sales it estimates at. So for the example I have here on this Barbie Ken doll, it's 159,000 in toys. So you can see here on Jungle Scout Estimator that 159,000 in toys is about 30 sales a month. Toys is a pretty big category, so you could pretty easily go up to almost 200,000 and still have decent sales on the item. There's really no easy way to teach somebody sales rank. It's something you just have to play around with. You go in a store, scan items, see the sales rank, type in a Jungle Scout Estimator. This is what I did for the first couple months when I was getting started to really learn sales rank. Now I don't really have to look it up unless it's in a category I don't sell in often enough. So after title, sales rank, and picture, the next thing up we have a profit calculator. So you can see what the low price is, you can see what your Amazon fees are, and you can see your gross proceeds. Underneath that, you also have your FBA offers versus your FBM offers. If you click this top bar here, it actually brings up a profit calculator. So again, you can see low price in new, you can see fees with Amazon FBA. You click that and break it down. Click that to minimize it. You have your shipping to Amazon. I have my shipping to Amazon estimated 50 cents per pound because I am sending in larger shipments, so the cost gets broken out over many different items. When you're getting started, you probably want to estimate this higher at maybe 75 cents per pound, just to give you a good cushion in case it costs more to ship than you expect. You also have your cost of purchase, which you can put in. Keep in mind, when you're first getting started, most likely on something like a toy, you're going to have to pay taxes. So if it's $6 in store, you're going to have to pay a little bit extra for taxes. Then you have your profit. This is an item I was actually selling in the past, but for this item, with a price of $14.99, Amazon fees of $5.73, and about 22 cents to ship it to Amazon, if I bought it for $6, I'd make $3, which is about a 50% ROI, which is definitely not bad. Your goals for profit, ROI, and margin is all going to depend on you. The thing to keep in mind is when you're first getting started, you're pretty limited on what you can sell. So your main goal is to just get some sales going so you can start building a history on Amazon. So that means you're going to end up taking less margin when you first started. Let's go back to that first product detail page and look at some other things. So next, under the profit calculator, you have selling eligibility. This goes back to what I was just saying about how you're not going to have a lot of options to sell when you're first getting started. On Amazon, this is known as gating, meaning Amazon restricts what new sellers can sell. When you're first getting started on Amazon, you're going to be heavily gated in a lot of products and categories. This is why I was mentioning you might want to take lower margins in order to start building a history on Amazon, so that way you can get ungated. I also have an entire video about how you could get ungated without going through this process, which I'll link down in the description below. You can eventually get ungated automatically, but as I keep mentioning, you do have to build a sales history. Some of the categories Amazon's gating right off the bat are toys, grocery, beauty, baby, and probably some other ones I'm not thinking of. Then not only are there gated categories, there's also gated brands. These are really big brands like Hasbro, Nerf, Barbie, Nike, Adidas, and a ton of other ones. So at this point you might be wondering, what can I sell as a new seller? And I think the best 3 categories for you are home and kitchen, office products, and pet products. Similar to figuring out sales rank, you really just have to scan everything when you're getting started to go through the process of just learning everything you can. So let's go back to the phone, and you could also look at features and details. This gives you the ASIN that I was mentioning earlier. You also have product weight, product dimensions, and just normal features. Let's say this product was profitable and you decide to buy it to sell on Amazon. What's your next step? The next step of the process is probably my least favorite part of this business, but it is a very necessary step in order to get your products into Amazon. That would be prep and shipping. So once you come home from the store and you have a bunch of products you want to send into Amazon's facilities, there's a number of steps you need to take in order to get them there. I do have an entire video detailing about how to send in your first shipment to Amazon, which I'll link down in the description with that other video I was mentioning. Just a quick breakdown of the process. Once you get all the items organized, you need to put them into Seller Central so they're in your inventory. And you could do this through Seller Central when you're first getting started, but I do recommend using a tool like Inventory Lab once you start doing this more often. So then once you start scanning your items into Seller Central, Amazon's going to ask you to print out labels, and these labels are similar to TJ Maxx or Burlington sticker. This is a sticker that is unique to you as the seller and the item. This is so when Amazon sees that you sold the item, they make sure they pick it out of your stock and not a different seller's stock. The other thing you have to do besides stickering a product is prepping a product, and there's a couple different things you have to do for prep. One, if you bought it from TJ Maxx or Burlington that have their own stickers, you do have to remove those stickers before you send it into Amazon. Two, if it's a product that can be damaged in any sort of way in the warehouse, then you have to prep it. Either that's polybagging or bubble wrapping it. So a fragile item would be bubble wrap, a liquid that could spill would be a polybag, or apparel that could get damaged or dirty in the warehouse, you want to polybag that. So once you get your items home, you're going to take any stickers off from the stores you bought them at, put Amazon stickers on them, and bubble or polybag them if necessary. When creating a shipment on Amazon and adding these items to Amazon, Amazon does give you the ability to print out the stickers, so all this is done within Seller Central. Again, I do have a video going in much more detail, but this is just a beginner's guide to getting started, so I don't want to go into too much detail here. After you have your items all prepped and stickered and ready to go, the next thing you're going to do is create a shipment to Amazon. One thing to keep in mind is Amazon sometimes breaks down these shipments into smaller quantities going to different facilities. You generally want to avoid, if there's only 1 or 2 items going to a certain facility, to just cancel that order because it doesn't make sense financially to send it in because shipping is going to be so expensive. If all your items are going into one facility, that is great because when you're first getting started, you're not sending in that many items, so you can hopefully send it in one box. Keep in mind, Amazon does have requirements for boxes. For instance, you can't go over 25 inches on any one side. Another requirement is you can't go over 50 pounds for one box. If you don't follow these requirements, Amazon can fine you $25 for the shipment if you do it wrong. So you want to make sure you follow these rules. Hopefully this video helps you start dipping your toes into the water when it comes to retail arbitrage and Amazon FBA. It all boils down to you open your account, you download the app, you go to the stores you already shop at and start scanning everything you can to get a good idea of what sells, what profit margin you want to look for, whether you're on gated. And then once you start finding products, you buy them and you bring them home. Once you bring them home, you then prep them by removing stickers from the stores you bought them at, adding Amazon stickers, and doing any prep like bubble wrap or polybagging it if it is necessary for that item. After you have bought the items and prepped them, you ship them into Amazon. Now, you're not completely done once you send them into Amazon. Amazon does handle a lot of things for you, but there are still administrative things for you to do while running a business. There's things like unfulfillable inventory that you have to remove and bring back to yourself. You also have to monitor your listings to make sure they're still selling. You have to reprice items in order to maintain sales and to have a competitive edge. So there's definitely more to it than just buying products, sending them in, and being done with it. But this is just an introductory guide. I have a ton more videos on my channel about diving deeper into specific topics. I also answer any questions you may have in the comments. Now, as I mentioned, I do have an entire video dedicated to showing you how to send in your first shipment to Amazon, so definitely check that out up here. Another thing to keep in mind is at this point, I'm only talking about Seller Central and the Seller app, and so if you want to check out which software and tools I recommend for this business, definitely check out this video down here. If you found this video at all helpful, don't forget to leave a comment down below and drop a like while you're down there. Don't forget to subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.